If I told you that four ordinary vegetables sitting in your kitchen could quietly repair your eyesight while you sleep, would you believe me? Most people wouldn't, because it sounds far too simple. But after decades of helping older adults fight the slow creep of vision loss, I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden, where we explore science-backed, natural ways to help you live longer, stronger, and more fulfilled. Here's the truth. Eyesight doesn't usually vanish overnight. It fades little by little. The road signs that blur after dusk, the faces you struggle to recognize, the pages you hold farther away. But here's the part almost no one talks about. The foods you choose at dinner can fuel your eye's natural repair cycle while you rest. And one of these vegetables might just surprise you the most. When most people hear carrots are good for your eyes, they think it's a cliche, something your grandmother might have said to get you to eat your vegetables. But there's solid science here, and for seniors, it can be the difference between avoiding night driving and confidently heading out after sunset. Inside every bright orange carrot is beta-carotene, a plant pigment that your body transforms into vitamin A. Think of vitamin A as the raw material your eyes need to make rhodopsin, a special protein in the rods of your retina. Your rods are the part of the eye that sees in low light, almost like a camera's night mode. Without enough vitamin A, rhodopsin production slows down. That's when headlights start to glare, shadows swallow detail, and dusk feels like a curtain lowering on the world. But here's the part most people miss. Simply crunching on raw carrots isn't enough. Beta-carotene is locked inside tough plant fibers, and it's fat-soluble, meaning your body absorbs it best when it's released by gentle cooking and paired with a healthy fat. Imagine it like opening a safe. The heat unlocks the nutrients, and the fat gives them a ride straight into your bloodstream. Roasting carrots in olive oil, steaming them with a drizzle of butter, or sautéing them with a splash of ghee can increase beta-carotene absorption several times over compared to eating them raw. And timing matters too. Your body does the bulk of its cellular repair, including in the eyes, during sleep. If you have cooked carrots with dinner, you're delivering vitamin A right when your rods are quietly rebuilding. One of my patients, Harold, knew the frustration of losing night vision. At 72, he told me, "Doc, I used to drive the mail truck at 4 a.m. without a problem. Now I can't read a house number after sunset." Instead of rushing to supplements, we started with food. 3 nights a week, he had roasted carrots with olive oil and a pinch of sea salt. 6 weeks later, he walked into my office with a grin. "I drove to my daughter's last night," he said. "Didn't squint once. Street signs were sharp. It was like someone cleaned the windshield in my head." Carrots won't give you superhero vision, but they can help preserve the night vision you still have, and in some cases make it sharper. For seniors, that can mean safer drives, more confidence, and a little more independence. If you're looking for eyesight improvement food that's easy, affordable, and comforting, carrots deserve a place on your plate, especially in the evening, when your body's ready to put that vitamin A to work. If carrots help you see better in the dark, broccoli works like a shield, protecting the delicate parts of your eyes from something far more insidious: silent inflammation. You might think of inflammation as swelling in a joint after an injury, but inside your eyes it's quieter. You can't feel it, but over time it can damage tiny blood vessels, weaken retinal cells, and set the stage for vision loss that can't be reversed. Broccoli is one of the rare vegetables that brings two powerful allies to the fight: antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, in the same bite. Its deep green florets are packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, two nutrients your body sends straight to your macula, the central part of your retina that's responsible for reading, recognizing faces, and seeing fine detail. Think of the macula like the lens on a camera. Over years of exposure to light, stress, and free radicals, unstable molecules that damage healthy cells, that lens can get cloudy and distorted. The result? Blurry central vision, wavy lines on the page, and in some cases, dark spots right where you're trying to focus. This is exactly what happens in age-related macular degeneration, AMD, one of the leading causes of blindness in older adults. Lutein and zeaxanthin act like natural sunglasses. They filter out harmful blue light, neutralize free radicals, and can even help repair stressed retinal tissue, but only if your body can access them. And here's the catch. In raw broccoli, these nutrients are locked behind thick plant fibers. Your digestive system can't break through enough of that barrier to extract much. Lightly steaming broccoli until it's just tender softens those fibers and releases the lutein and zeaxanthin, making them bioavailable. Add a dash of olive oil or even a sprinkle of shredded cheese, and absorption jumps because these nutrients are fat-soluble. That's the difference between broccoli simply passing through your system and broccoli actively nourishing your eyes. Gloria, one of my longtime patients, understood this firsthand. She loved reading mystery novels but had stopped because the words seemed to float off the page. It wasn't just frustrating, it felt like losing part of herself. We started small, half a cup of lightly steamed broccoli with dinner, 3 nights a week. She seasoned it with garlic and olive oil. A month later, she didn't suddenly devour 3 novels in a weekend, but she could read her mail without squinting. I feel like the words are staying put now, she told me, smiling. It wasn't a miracle. It was nutrition, quietly doing its job. For anyone looking to improve eyesight naturally, broccoli is one of the most reliable foods to boost eye health. It doesn't just help you see better, it helps protect the vision you still have. If broccoli is a strong defender, kale is like the elite guard at the very top of the eye protection team. In fact, of all the eyesight improvement foods I've studied, kale holds some of the highest concentrations of the nutrients your retinas crave, especially lutein and zeaxanthin. These pigments aren't just helpful, they are essential. They live right inside your macula, acting like built-in sunglasses, shielding your most precise vision from blue light and oxidative stress. Here's something most people don't realize. Your body can't make lutein or zeaxanthin. You have to get them from your diet. And while many vegetables have a little, kale is like the concentrated, high-dose version, a direct gift for your eyes. For seniors, this is especially critical. One of the biggest threats to independence is age-related macular degeneration, AMD. It doesn't just blur your vision, it robs you of the ability to read, recognize loved ones' faces, or even safely pour a glass of water. Once AMD advances too far, we can slow it, but we can't reverse it. That's why prevention and early support matter so much. But there's a catch. Raw kale isn't always the best way to get its benefits. While raw kale is rich in nutrients, it also contains compounds that can block mineral absorption and irritate sensitive stomachs. Light steaming or a gentle sauté with a little olive oil breaks down those compounds, making the nutrients more available and the leaves much easier to digest. This simple cooking step transforms kale from a tough leaf into a soft, nourishing protector. Let me tell you about Marie, a retired librarian who came to me at 79. She had already lost partial central vision in one eye due to AMD and was terrified it would spread. "I'm scared I'll wake up one day and not see my family clearly," she told me. We introduced kale into her weekly routine. Just a quarter cup, lightly steamed, drizzled with olive oil and a squeeze of lemon, 3 or 4 times a week. Over the next year, her condition didn't reverse, but it slowed. More importantly, Marie felt like she had a measure of control again. She wasn't passively watching her vision fade. She was actively protecting what remained. That sense of empowerment changed the way she approached her health in every area. Kale may not be flashy, but it's one of the most powerful foods to improve eyesight, especially for seniors who want to hold on to their central vision. Think of it as fortifying the walls around your most precious sense. And just like a good wall, it's stronger when you maintain it regularly, not just once in a while. Of all the foods to boost eye health, zucchini might be the most underestimated. It's mild, soft, and often treated like a side note in recipes. But for aging eyes, especially those struggling with dryness or irritation, it's a quiet yet powerful ally. Here's why. As we age, our bodies naturally lose moisture more easily. Tear production declines, and the delicate tissues inside the eye, the retina, optic nerve, and macula, become more vulnerable to dryness, pressure changes, and oxidative stress. This isn't just uncomfortable. Chronic dryness can make eyes more susceptible to damage over time. Zucchini is made up of more than 90% water, making it one of the most hydrating cooked vegetables you can eat. But it's not just about hydration. Zucchini also contains vitamin C, a potent antioxidant that helps protect eye tissues from light-induced damage and supports collagen production, the scaffolding that keeps your cornea and blood vessels strong. It also provides a small but meaningful amount of lutein, giving it a role in protecting the macula. And here's something many overlook. Zucchini contains manganese, a trace mineral your retina needs to activate certain enzymes. These enzymes help process light and neutralize free radicals, slowing the breakdown of sensitive eye tissue. What makes zucchini especially valuable for seniors is how gentle it is on the digestive system. Some people over 70 find cruciferous vegetables like broccoli or kale a bit heavy on the stomach. Zucchini, when lightly steamed or sautéed, is soft, easy to chew, and unlikely to cause discomfort, which means it's easier to eat regularly. And regularity is what makes a diet to improve eyesight truly effective. Tom, an 81-year-old former school principal I've worked with, is a perfect example. He came in complaining of gritty, irritated eyes at night. "Feels like there's sand under my eyelid," he said. He'd tried eye drops, which helped for an hour, but the problem always came back. We added cooked zucchini to his dinner 4 nights a week, gently sautéed in olive oil with garlic and a pinch of salt. Within a month, he noticed he wasn't rubbing his eyes before bed anymore. "For the first time in years, I can close my eyes without them stinging," he told me. His sleep improved, and so did his mood. That's the kind of ripple effect these small dietary changes can have. Zucchini may not dramatically sharpen vision, but it creates the conditions for healing, protecting tissues, reducing oxidative stress, and keeping the eyes comfortably hydrated. In the long run, that comfort makes it easier to maintain habits that truly protect your vision. Individually, each of these vegetables, and carrots, broccoli, kale, and zucchini, offers its own unique set of eyesight improvement food benefits. But when you bring them together, something remarkable happens. You're not just adding nutrients. You're creating a synergy where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Think of it like building a team. Carrots bring beta-carotene for night vision. Broccoli adds anti-inflammatory lutein and zeaxanthin. Kale packs a concentrated shield for the macula, and zucchini hydrates and supports the structural tissues of the eye. Each plays a different position, but together they cover every angle of eye health, from preventing dryness to slowing macular degeneration. One of my favorite ways to combine them is in what I call the evening eye health sauté. Here's how. Start with a drizzle of olive oil in a pan. Sauté sliced zucchini until it begins to soften, releasing its water and gentle sweetness. Add chopped carrots and cook until they take on a rich, caramelized note. That's when their beta-carotene becomes more bioavailable. Next, toss in broccoli florets, letting them steam lightly with a splash of vegetable broth or water to keep their color and nutrients intact. Finally, fold in shredded kale just until it wilts, locking in its protective pigments without overcooking. Season with a pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, and, if you like, a dash of turmeric for extra anti-inflammatory power. Serve this 3-4 nights a week, ideally with your evening meal. By eating these foods at dinner, you're giving your body the nutrients it needs right before its natural nighttime repair cycle, helping your eyes recover from the day's strain while you sleep. Over time, this isn't just a recipe. It becomes a quiet ritual of self-care, a way to nourish not only your body, but your confidence in the future of your sight. I want to thank you for taking this time for your health and for your future. Protecting your vision isn't about perfection or making huge changes overnight. It's about small, consistent steps that add up over months and years. Even if you've already noticed changes in your eyesight, your body still responds to care, no matter your age. Remember, every nourishing meal is an investment in the moments you want to keep seeing clearly, faces you love, places you cherish. So start tonight. Your eyes will thank you tomorrow.